Hi, there is a trigger warning for this video. If you can't handle your own emotions or you're triggered by certain topics, this video is probably not for you. There is also a spoiler alert because I'm going to be talking about Harry Potter again. Hi, my name's Elaine. I am a nurse here in the state of Kansas, and I am doing a three-part series, I guess, on how Harry Potter taught me about government tyranny. So, in my last video, we talked about the characters. There's Harry Potter, obviously. Then there's Dumbledore, who's a headmaster, really famous guy, really like high up and really important. There's Tom Riddle or Lord Voldemort. He's the bad guy. And there's various other players in this, right? So we are going to be talking about book 4 and 5. And I want to preface this. I am part of a generation that grew up on these series. Okay? They were literally still coming out when I was in high school. And this book series taught me, play by play, what my government's going to do to try and overthrow itself. And the problem is when I was that naive teenager, right? We all start as a naive teenager. It happens. When I was that naive teenager, I said, no, that's not going to happen. I live in a free country. You know, it's never going to happen. I can trust my government. Yeah. Right. So now I'm an adult. I'm a few years out of high school, right? And how wrong I was. Oof. It's painful to think back on that. Because it's literally doing what this child's book series showed me it was going to do. So, I'm going to talk about books 4 and 5 today. And through the series, in my last video, I talked about how tyranny is slow. It is. It starts off with these small little things. We're going to push it aside, basically gaslight you to think that you don't remember what happened. And then it starts to get bolder and bolder and bolder until there's nothing to fight against. And that's what happened to Harry Potter. So in book 4, Harry Potter, trying to live his life. He's trying to just, be a teenager at a wizarding school and be a normal teenager at that. Ends up in a situation that he didn't put himself in. Evil plots and all. Put him in a dangerous situation. Nobody believed him. You want to know why? Because the evil had been trying to get him in the first 3 books. So they just thought, oh, it's Harry Potter being, dramatic. And that's how they start it. They start to gaslight you. They start to alienate you. Okay? So, he gets part of this tournament that he didn't ask to be in. He wasn't even qualified to be in. And he has to meet with the press. This lady, oh my gosh. Some of the vultures that you see in the media now, they make her look like Mary Poppins. Rita Skeeter is a delightful little gem. She goes and does public writing for the Daily Prophet, which is their, one newspaper. And she writes propaganda against Harry Potter, making him look like an attention seeker, thus further discrediting him. And, like I said, spoilers, at the end of the book, Lord Voldemort does come back. But because nobody wanted to believe him, and because Rita Skeeter had already discredited him, nobody wants to talk about the evil in the room. Or, in the world. So, that book ends. It's not really a happy ending there. People died. I guess that's like today. Lots of people are dying now. And anyways, so book 5 starts at the end of the summer before the next, school year. Well, you want to know what happened before the school year? Remember Rita Skeeter? Yeah, she had been writing hit pieces and propaganda discrediting Harry Potter and Albus Dumbledore, saying that they were liars and Harry had mental disorders and, you couldn't trust him because he's this, fame-seeking teenager. And so they didn't want to believe that one of the greatest tyrannical wizards out there was trying to take power again. And they were playing right into his hands. That government, because, the Minister of Magic at the time, who was Cornelius Fudge, which was incompetent. He ended up, being kicked out. Didn't want to believe it. He said it was a propaganda stunt because Albus Dumbledore wanted his position. Except for, in the years leading before all this, Dumbledore turned down the position. If Dumbledore had wanted the position, he would have taken it when it was easy. So, in book 5, again, Harry Potter's alienated. He made a new friend. Her name's Luna Lovegood. And she put some great insight into this. She said that if she was Voldemort, she would do everything in her power to alienate him from his friends and make him feel alone. Because if he's alone, he has no power. We're alienating our populations from each other, dividing each other from politics. We are literally looking at the evil, looking at the Lord Voldemort in our freaking face. And we are so short-sighted that we're believing the Rita Skeeters out in the world and the lies and the propaganda that they're telling us. This happened in history too. Do we remember what that part of history was? World War II. This is not the first book. This will not be the last book. This will never be in the history the greatest example of, tyrannical government in literature. But it shows your kids, and somehow, some way, looking at this, we're still ignoring it. We're telling everybody, it doesn't matter what the right hand's doing, because the left hand's doing this. Don't look over here. Look over here. Look over to that thing. Look at that crazy thing over there that I'm distracting you with while I go throw money away to countries and throw a proxy war. But I'm not going to talk to you about the inflation I'm causing, because I don't want to tell you where your money is going. That's what happened. Harry Potter shows us exactly what they're doing. They're doing a sleight of hands. And this isn't even the worst of it. A child's book series told us how to do this. My generation grew up on these stories. And we still can't see it for what it is. Harry Potter taught me about tyranny. And what should we do when we face tyranny? We need to fight against it.